No,
Are we live?
I don't know. Hello?
No one's going to reply.
Hi.
Hello? Are you out there?
My
Is there a
stream is
voice
still
from the
stuck.
distance?
Okay, it doesn't look like we're live. Oh,
We're
we're
live.
live. We're
We
live.
are live.
Okay, right. Sorry. Yes. Hi, everyone.
How do we know?
Well,
We are live.
if you
No, I'm
are
on
out there,
YouTube.
welcome. It's great to see you.
Hi, y'all. This is so bizarre.
Okay, we're definitely live. I've got it up.
Okay. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Even if we can't see you. So I'm Samuel. I'm the station manager at Fresh Air. And over here, here is Ella.
Hi,
The
everybody.
programming manager. You can't see my hand. Oh,
I'm
well.
the programming manager. I'm Ella.
And down there is Finn, the assistant station manager.
I'm not there on my screen.
Are you not? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, somewhere is Finn. Somewhere is
Ella
Michael.
is below you. Finn is to the
Right.
there.
Wait, Ella's below me. Okay, that's Ella,
Yeah.
the programming manager at Fresh Air. And who's this?
Finn is opposite. Oh,
Okay,
wait.
well, anyway,
Let's just
we're all
start
here.
again.
Let's just start again. Okay. Hi, everyone. Yeah, so I'll just let people introduce themselves. Ella, would you like to go first?
Sure. My name is Ella Kopakin. I am the programming manager for Fresh Air. There's not much to say. I'm a third year in history, currently making a chickpea soup. Yeah.
Wonderful. Finn?
Hi, I'm Finn. So I'm the assistant station manager. I'm not going to say the phrase I said last time about my position
Okay.
with Sam. And yeah, basically, I'm the polar opposite of Sam. I don't know. No, I do all his dirty work.
That's so much worse.
These are getting much worse, Finn.
They're
Just-
getting worse every video. I'm in my 4th year and I'm a chemist. I study chemistry. And yeah, I'm going to be talking you through some fun stuff about Fresh Air very soon. But I think we're starting with... Oh no, Michael's here as well.
Yeah, Michael, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello. I'm Michael. I'm the production manager. 4th year student doing the apparently it's very strange combination of maths and music, which everyone loves to tell me whenever I mention it.
It's a weird combination. Okay, yeah, so I'm not 100% sure how long this will go on for, but basically we're just going to talk you through some of the most important aspects of starting broadcasting. So broadcast launches on Monday. So Elle's going to talk you through applications. Sam's going to talk you through everything to do with what you need to do with setting in your show. I'm going to talk you through how to actually get your radio show together and a little bit about how you can get involved with Fresh Air. And then, and Michael's going to talk a little bit about the production team and all the producers. And at any point, I have the chat box open on YouTube. So if you have any questions, stick them in the chat box on there and we will answer them for you. But Ella, pause making your soup.
It's simmering anyway. So, a little bit about the application process, because there has been a bit of confusion around that. Applications are technically closed for the first round now, but they're not really closed, so you can still send them in. Sam, what is the link to the applications again?
The link to the applications is freshair.radio/apply. It's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's all over the place. But yeah,
all over the place.
All over the place. Or go to freshair.radio and it's the first button on the site. So you've got lots of options.
Basically what we're looking for is just a good solid idea, and also just proof that you can speak and that you have an ability to talk into a microphone or a computer or a phone, and that you want to do radio and you're passionate about it. That's all I'm looking for. Also with COVID, I'm really just with your demos. I'm not looking for anything fancy. I just want to make sure that your audio is at least somewhat good, but it really doesn't have to be that crystal clear. Like it can be pretty normal Zoom audio even. I just want to make sure that I can hear you. Anything else, Finn, that you want me to cover?
Can I just check what a computer phone is?
What'd you say?
Can I just check what a computer phone is?
I think it's an American thing.
Okay, right.
I really can't. I've had it up to here. Like, I said computer, and I meant computer or phone. I didn't mean
Sorry. Yeah.
phone. Hey,
Tell us-
Apple Watch, if you want to get crazy, just any piece of technology that you can talk into. Okay, attitude.
Attitude there. Tell us about some of the shows that you've accepted already.
All right, my favorite one by far is ASMRx, which is just someone reading Marxist literature as ASMR. Big shout out to that guy. What are some other really fun ones that I've had that I like? Sound of Scotland's a classic. He's been here before, but repping Scotland, we have to stand. Another one who just submitted today is another old standby, Mixed Feelings. Two ladies just letting loose about a specific, they make a playlist about a specific feeling every week and they talk about that, which is very fun. Yeah, we have a couple climate change podcasts, which are good to see this year. And then obviously we have our hub shows, which are always really fun. Music, news, arts, old standbys. It's gonna be a really fun year.
Every single time, sports.
Sports. Peter hosts sports. And you know what? I'm really bad because I could not be less of a sports person. And so it's not on my brain and I feel really bad because if you are a sports person, we have a really good sports hub show and I'm sorry that I forgot.
We do have a great sports hub show, a great sports team. So do come along if you're interested in sports. Any type of sports.
And yeah, if at any point you have any questions about applications over the next 20 minutes, whatever, feel free, as I say, stick them in the YouTube comments and Ella will answer them for you.
By the way, if you have any general questions about radio or about life, email me at programming@freshair.radio and I will get back to you.
Nice. Decent. But yeah, applications are still open is the main point. You just won't be starting broadcasting next week if you apply at the moment. Cool. Sam, just a little bit about people who've already got shows and what they need to do to actually get their shows on the airwaves.
Yeah, so this year's going to be a bit different because of COVID, obviously. So we're currently locked out of the studio, essentially. We can't use it for broadcasting. There are a couple exceptions to that, but for general broadcasting, everything will be recorded at home, and you'll be sending in the audio to us. If you have got a show, you'll get an email with a kind of link to set up your account to send us the audio. It'll be fairly simple. You just click a button and upload an audio file, and it'll be on the airwaves. What we'll be doing is we'll be playing audio on the airwaves in the same way that we have for many years as an internet radio station. But also, excitingly, this year, we'll have podcasts of your shows on Spotify and hopefully iTunes. So that's a big new development this year. So look forward for that. Yeah, so that's the gist of it, really. It's a shame we can't have access to the studio right now. But hopefully next semester, and regardless of anything else, our new kind of studio development project is well underway and should be completed by next semester. So when we do get back in, it'll all be shiny new equipment and it'll all be much fancier.
Tell us about it. Tell us about the new studio again. I like to hear it.
Well, we got a grant from the Pollock Trust. And yeah, so we've got kind of a new desk. We're going to be streaming video out of the studio for the first time. We're going to be like, your show will be live streamed as a TV show almost. So video podcasts. What else? Just got lots of new equipment. We've got brand new speakers in there. Slightly hoping they don't shake off the walls. They're a bit too big. But yeah, no, it'll be brand new studio, lots of new equipment. It'll be great fun.
And I think it's worth pointing out that when you do get back in the studio, we are directly next to the student, this Edinburgh newspaper. And yeah, it's really fun to play music really loudly and annoy them.
Oh, and we also really love and respect our friends at the student.
Yes. And also the table's really cool because you can change the height of it, so you can either sit down and do your show or stand up and do your show, which is just the most mind-blowing thing about the studio. A moving table. Yeah. So if you have any questions with that at any point, ask them right now, or you can both the Facebook posts I put on the members page, the FAQs and the post about this Q&A. You can ask any questions you like. Nothing will be judged whatsoever. Because if you're completely new to radio, it can feel like a very strange world right now, especially since we can't get you in a studio and explain everything to you. So any question is allowed. For me personally, so actually getting your show together You'll have hopefully seen there's been 2 videos that Michael and I have produced over the past couple of days, uploaded onto the members page and also onto the Fresh Air Facebook page, I think. So if you don't really know what you're doing when it comes to Audacity and Zencaster, which are the 2 audio editing softwares we're going to be using, make sure you go watch those videos ASAP. Because I think I'm right in saying if you've got a show next week, you need to have your shows in by Sunday. Is that right, Ella?
Sunday, 5 p.m. Please get your first shows in. And just to clarify, because I think some people are a little bit confused on this, we're having you record this first show so that you can be a week ahead each week. The theory is to make it easier on you. So we'll have the whole week programmed every week if you get your show in by Sunday evening, every Sunday. And it's going to be a beautiful programming because of that.
And you get to have the surreal experience of hearing yourself on the radio, which you
Yeah.
do if you're doing live radio.
Yeah.
You
Or
have that
Spotify or like
horrible
yeah.
sensation of hearing your own voice.
Yeah, it's wonderful to experience.
And yeah, so also just worth pointing out, so as I say, the 2 videos, one of them will take you through how to record a show on your own and also how to record a show with multiple people if you're doing something like that, got co-hosts or guests or whatever. And the other video will show you how to edit your entire show so it sounds beautiful for the airwaves. And just worth pointing out as well, equipment, we're going to have a post going out that will really explain what kind of equipment you need to get. It is important for us to clarify, we can't provide any equipment, but it's student radio. The equipment you need is so basic that for most people it will be free, because as Ella has mentioned before, the microphone on your headphones is absolutely suitable. The microphone in your computer watch, whatever we called it.
Computer, phone, Apple Watch, literally anything. I was going to say pager, but I don't even think those have mics. So not that.
And yeah, the other thing to point out is if you do want to take a slight upgrade, you can get a USB microphone, something like that. You can get some for really cheap. I was looking today and you can get some on Amazon for 40, 50 quid. As I said, I got my one, which is a Blue Yeti off eBay for 40 quid. So if you can deal with the fact that someone has spat into it at some point, just give it a wee wipe.
Maybe not best to be promoting that in a pandemic.
Yeah, that's a good point, Michael. That's why we're doing this thing on Zoom, isn't it? And then also, if you're sat in a room like me right now with loads of hard surfaces around, stick a duvet over your head. When you record a link, it'll make it sound a hell of a lot better when you listen back to it. I promise you that. And then, okay, so teams. You might have been along at the Meet the Teams a couple of weeks ago. But again, as Ella has mentioned, we've got quite a few teams here at Fresh Air. We've got the sports team, which I'm going to say first.
Please prioritize.
Music team, arts team, and production team. Have I forgotten one?
Music, arts,
sports, production.
News.
It's going to happen every time.
We also have a design team if you're interested in that.
And there's the design team. But so music team, if you're really into music, they had their first meeting last night, which I was at. And basically they meet every single week and play all the new releases, and we all rate the new releases. And that gets made into a big top 10 chart every week of basically what Fresh Air is listening to. And they present that on their Music Team Hub show. And along with that, if you join the music team, you can get, obviously not at the moment, but you can get press tickets to go see gigs and do some interviews and reviews of gigs. And at the moment, you can do things like reviews of brand new albums and stuff like that. Sports team, once it's struggling a little bit at the moment just because of the pandemic. But once that's over, we've got really good connections with both Hearts and Hibs here in Edinburgh. And you'll be able to go along and commentate at those kind of games and get some really good chats with some of the players and stuff like that. Peter, who is our head of sports, did an interview with Steven Gerrard last year, which is pretty cool. So that's the sports team. News team is run by Felix. He is doing loads of great stuff for the news team. So they're putting together a podcast, which I think Sam, and are you involved on, Ella? You're doing like a podcast for the American elections. Is that right?
Yeah, October is going to be voting month as well as Black History Month on Fresh Air, because if you're an American abroad, voting is very important. So we're doing a voting podcast for that, which will be very fun.
So if you want to get involved with that, shoot Felix a message. He is news@freshair.radio. Who I missed? Arts is headed up by Maisie this year. And again, hopefully a bit more once the pandemic's over, you'll be able to go get tickets to theatre, to art galleries to go do reviews on that kind of stuff. That's headed up by Maisie, who is arts at freshair.radio, if you want to give her a shout about that. Design team is Millie, so all the brand new logo we've got and stuff like that, and all the show designs that you've seen have been curated by Millie and loads of the great artists at ECA. And so if you have a passion for design, if you like doing, I don't know, animation or graphic design, that kind of stuff, be sure to give her a shout. So she is design@freshair.radio. And production!
Woo! Yeah. So this year we're going to be making a podcast. We're recording the first episode tomorrow and going to be speaking about lots of COVID-related subjects to get it out of our system, so to speak. So we're going to be speaking about like online learning, any like lockdown hobbies and skills and stuff. And we've got a possible review of Hive. I know at least one person going to record that's been there, and I think 2 others are going to check it out as well. And then we'll be meeting every 2 weeks to think of ideas for the next episode, basically. So come along with any kind of interesting topic or discussion that you have or might be interested in, and we can see if we can slot it in. And then we meet the weeks in between to record using Zencastr. So you'll get lots of experience of making a show, coming up with ideas and recording stuff. So perfect if you want some meat on your bones with student radio.
Meat on your bones. There you go. That's the quote of the production team. And I will say as well, production team is a really useful one to join, not only if you're into that side of things, but also maybe if you've not been quite confident enough to apply for your own show this year because you feel like you've just not got enough experience under your belt, which I promise you don't need experience under your belt. But if you feel like you need to get some, production teams, definitely the place for you. Because as Michael says, you'll learn how to use Audacity, you'll learn how to use Zencastr, and yeah, you'll get a bit of on-air experience as well, which is always good. We haven't got any questions, so everyone is like super clued up. This is the year for Fresh Air.
I guess we're just really good at explaining stuff.
I mean,
I think
if you have
I
any
have a
questions at
question
all,
that I think might have possibly been answered, but where do we submit the shows when?
there is a nice fancy web portal that you will have access to. You'll get an email with access to it, and you'll press a button and upload the audio. That'll be it.
Is that going to come before Sunday?
That is going to come before Sunday. It's
Oh,
probably
really?
going to come tomorrow.
That's an interesting thing that I did not know about, and that I will update people on.
Wait, I'm pretty sure we discussed this, Ella.
Sam, I can't say that we did.
And this is the Fresh Air Committee for 2020-21.
Well, I mean, I did demo it twice in committee meetings, but you know.
Did you? I don't remember that.
Oh,
No.
the pressure is
Surely
off.
not.
Can I break
Surely
this
that
down?
didn't happen.
It did happen.
Can I break
Oh, well.
Can I break the awkwardness by doing my favorite thing?
You can indeed.
Talking about the SRA.
Absolutely. So Finn is the Scottish regional manager for the SRA and is going to tell us all about the wonderful things the SRA is doing in Scotland this year.
All I'm
Spearheaded
going to
by
say
him.
is come join our Facebook group, which is called the SRA Scotland Stations. I've even remembered the name of it this time. It's a Facebook group on your phone right now. Go join it. And basically, all I do is post opportunities. So if you're really into your radio, there's some amazing opportunities you can get involved with. For example, this morning, I posted an opportunity to go on 5 Live and do paper reviews with Dante Adebayo. Cool. There's also going to be loads of opportunities with Bauer coming up here in Scotland. So that's like Forth 1, Clyde 1, North Sound 1, TFM, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, basically just loads of radio news and stuff like that. Please join. There you go. It's my favorite.
Lots of great opportunities. Definitely do join.
Thank you. I mean, if we've not got any questions, I think that we've pretty much covered everything.
I mean, yeah. Any general questions about Fresh Air, radio, life?
What does life mean, Sam?
What does life mean? Oh, it's 42, I think.
Hey, Hitchhiker's
Yeah,
Guide to the Galaxy.
classic.
All right.
Classic. And if you've got any, like, I know like everyone has spent the past 6 months trying to come up with ideas for fun things to do on Zoom, and all of the ideas are drying up. But if you're like the mastermind of ideas of social content, be sure to give us a shout of like the best social ideas you have, because we can't just keep sitting and getting drunk on a web screen.
Zoom karaoke.
Get a bit upsetting. Zoom karaoke was that?
Oh, we could do that.
I think
Oh
I've
my
heard
God.
somebody in the distance shouting something similar.
I mean, Michael,
Well,
you can give us a demo if you like.
What? Oh, no. I
Here's
need to
your
warm up
emotion.
first.
Just sing "Heaven is a Place on Earth."
Yeah, go for it.
No, I don't think so. I think you're breaking up. Sorry, I can't hear what's going on.
I think that's pretty much everything then. As I say, yeah, if you have any more questions, and you can either ask them on the FAQs. Let's say the FAQs is the best place to say that, which is on the members page. Or if you want to ask it more discreetly, you can email any of us. Who are we going to say is the best email to send questions to?
There's also a contact us page on the website you can use.
Oh yeah,
which will
let's
go
say
to all
that.
of us, so we can find the best way to answer you.
Yeah.
Not to humble brag, but I will get back to you quickly.
So yes, if you want a quick response, then email programming@freshAir.radio.
I thought you said you wouldn't get back to them quickly, and I was like, that's a.
Not to brag, I'm super slow. No, I'm very quick and responsive.
Oh, we've got a question from Lauren Galligan. Can I promote my show through social media?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Absolutely,
gonna
you can. Yeah.
Talk about this, yeah, if you
Go ahead, Finn.
sorry. Any kind of social media content you want to do is absolutely brilliant. It's beneficial for both of us, obviously, and we obviously want to see what you're doing in both that aspect and the radio aspect. And if you tag any of your Instagram stories with @FreshAirRadio, we can obviously then also stick it on our Instagram stories. So make sure you're just doing that if you're putting up your Instagram stories. But yeah, I can't wait to see what's going on with the social content as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question, Lauren.
Oh my God, Lauren must be our biggest fan.
Anyone else got any questions? I mean, we can just sit here staring awkwardly at the screen until we get a question.
You have like an awkward 10-second silence.
Yeah, I think so.
Staring contest with each other.
Oh, and then you remember that this is existing forever on the interweb, on our computer phones.
God,
On
yeah.
our computer phones, indeed.
This is the first time I've done like a live thing like this.
Yeah, I don't really do well at live things, which is really bad seeing as I've spent 4 years doing radio. on
Yeah.
Fresh Air.
Seems
I
like
mean,
a
You
poor
haven't shown
choice.
your face.
Yeah, that's true. That's something I can. Oh, we should talk about that because that'll be happening again this year. Usually we have a Christmas dinner every single year where all the committee go and then any members can come as well, and it's usually really good fun. I'm presuming right now that's probably not happening in the best way possible.
Unfortunately, yes.
But the
I
best
didn't
bit,
think about that.
but the best bit about the annual Christmas dinner is the Fresh Air Awards ceremony, which basically we have loads of different awards. There's like best presenter, best duo, best content, best social media, best production, some other ones, best reviews, stuff like that. And you get handed a CD that has been spray painted gold and a miniature bottle of Prosecco. So I'm sure we'll find a way of doing that again this year. So yeah, whenever you're recording your shows, just have that in your eyes. Just like I could be winning one of those masterpieces.
Just to be clear, these are like on par with the Oscars in terms of reputation value.
Okay.
So it's really worth like going
Honestly,
hard.
don't even bring up the Oscars right now because I'm so stressed about how they're going to do awards season this year. It's not okay.
The Emmys was fun, wasn't it? Oh, Lauren has confirmed that she's our biggest fan. So
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren. We really appreciate you.
We really do. Shout
The
out.
guy from America needs to step up his game.
What guy? Me?
Is he not the guy that always
Oh, yeah,
messages
there's-
in?
We have a great fan in America who messaged our Facebook page and is a really keen listener. Yeah.
In Texas, right?
Yeah, in Texas.
So yeah, that's another thing to remember. If whenever your radio show is going out, he will be listening, and he
So
will be.
it's a worldwide audience.
One day he's just going to come out and he's going to be like, "I'm actually like the head of the BBC, and I've just been scouting you all, and these are the people I want to hire."
Yo, I want to move to Texas. Let that guy hit me up.
What's other cool events in the Fresh Air calendar that I can like depressingly be like, this would usually be happening, but probably isn't this year?
Well,
usually
we
do
usually
club
have a
nights and
broadcast
stuff.
launch party. That is not going to be happening, unfortunately. That's usually a big, huge party in the Pleasance, and everyone has
You know
fun.
what's something cool that we're doing this year is Uh, I just had the idea and then I lost it. No, we're doing Society Spotlight. So basically,
yeah.
Sam, you want to talk about that a little bit? 'Cause
Sure.
you-
Yeah. So Society Spotlight is a new thing we're doing this year. We're going to be interviewing different societies about what they're doing and how they're adjusting to COVID and what their society is, why you should join it, why you should be interested. And just kind of going through different societies and just giving them a bit more of a voice with the platform we have. So that'll be really exciting. Tune in for that. That should be going out once a week in the kind of coming weeks
I'm very excited.
with lots of different societies. And we also have some societies running their own podcast series about their societies. So that'll also be exciting.
Fuck yeah.
But Ella, we have a question for you. What are you cooking? Very
Oh.
important.
Give us a masterclass.
I am cooking. Okay. Hi guys. So I have a lot of chickpeas at my house, and I was like, let's get wild tonight. So I'm cooking a chickpea soup. It contains. I've put it in a pan or a saucepan that is too small for the multitudes that it contains. So it contains pasta, chickpeas, tomatoes, onions, broccoli, asparagus. It's kind of a mishmash soup. It tastes pretty okay. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. As I was telling Sam earlier, my flatmate is now home, and I am alone in my flat. And I have gone full Tom Hanks castaway, like, just gone. So I'm making a soup.
You know, this has all been recorded. We could just release this as a radio show next week. Because this is
You know
some.
what? Let's do it.
We could just make this podcast series talking about fresh air. You know, there's a lot to talk about.
There is a lot to talk about.
I think Ella kind of briefly mentioned it earlier on. I think it's worth pointing out again, is this is, of course, Black History Month as well. So if you do already have a show, we're asking you to incorporate as much about Black History Month as you possibly can. And if you have any like content ideas, feel free to send them over to us. Basically, we're trying to champion it as much as possible.
And a big
Yeah,
thing
that
we're doing
actually
towards
is-
the. Sorry, Ella, go on.
No, go for it, Sam.
And a big thing we're doing towards the end of the month, which we're starting to plan now, is a charity broadcast for Black History Month. So if you want to be involved in that, or if you've got any content ideas for that, then do get in touch.
And do it.
I was also just gonna say that for all these months that happen, Pride Month, Disability Awareness Month, all these things, we're gonna really be pushing them this year much more than we did last year. So I really encourage shows to reach out or to branch out, but also if you maybe aren't feeling like doing a whole semester show but want to do shows that correlate to these months, there's nothing wrong with that. You can absolutely email any of us and we will more than happily slot you in.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very strange year for us, so we're very much open to anything that kind of goes outside the normal bounds.
Yeah, the world is melting. So
Our world is melting. Yeah.
I think what the history of Fresh Air over the past year was mass excitement at the start of last university year because we got this grant to build this brand new studio that was so exciting. We did this like whole release thing where we made like a big frame of like 9 pictures on Instagram, and every day we released a different frame, which was a little picture of what the studio was going to look like and all the different features in it that Sam mentioned earlier on. And then we obviously announced it, and then we were like, we're going to have a massive party, or like loads of Fresh Air alumni were coming from like the past. I think Fresh Air is like 30 years old now, so the past 30 years of Fresh Air. And and then this happened. So it's an interesting year for all of us. Because I mean, Sam and I came into these positions in March, which it was at that point like, this is going to be an interesting year, isn't it, Sam?
A bit of a baptism of fire, yeah.
if you had told me last year that I would still be in a pandemic, I'd have been like, no. This will be over.
It's a strange time. And obviously all we can do is be very hopeful that you do get to properly experience. All I'm going to say is I know it's been a SHIT time for freshers at the moment with everything going on, but this is a positive. You've got at least 4 years of fresh air ahead of you. Whilst I've only got, the only reason I did a 5-year course is the fact I can still see I've got a year and a bit.
Aww.
You can stay involved with fresh air after you graduate. We actually have an alumni doing a show this year.
Is it? Have we? Is it?
We do.
I can't remember his name, but is he? Yeah, who is it?
Well, let's not call out their names.
Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to call out names on here, am I?
But yeah, so you can absolutely stay involved with Fresh Air after you graduate. So yes, this can be your life.
And there's some very cool SRA alumni. Not SRA. Oh, I've just got SRA in my head. There's some very cool Fresh Air alumni, who I can think of two of on the top of my head, which is.
Let's see.
Huh?
Okay.
I can say these people because they're reasonably famous now. Is Alex Rata, who is a big time producer at Radio 1 now. He used to be the station manager of Fresh Air. He probably best known, he used to produce Charlie Sloth Show, the 8th, before that all collapsed. Yeah, but he's still working at Radio 1, which is cool. And the other one is Callum McDonald, who used to be our head of news here at Fresh Air about 6-7 years ago. He went on to become a newsreader at 5 Live, and he's now one of the lead anchors on Times Radio, which is that brand new station that the Times newspaper set up like 2 months ago. And there's probably other people from Fresh Air that have done cool things. Frankie Elise, she was in Fresh Air 3-4 years ago. She is now a journalist at BBC Scotland, so that there's some very cool videos you see on BBC Scotland that she's produced. And I'm sure there's other famous people. That was impressive off the top of my head.
That's rad.
That was impressive. But yeah, come join Fresh Air and you can join the Hall of Fame of radio.
If you want to join, are there membership fees? And how does that work this year?
So that's an interesting one. There are membership fees. Our membership fees are usually £20 a year, which does seem steep, but it's because it's obviously for the student radio kind of equipment as well. It's not just broadcasting. That's our fees. Hopefully we will be able to get into the studio to broadcast in semester 2, which will make that slightly more worth that. But yeah, so you can join on the USA website, and yeah, just look up Fresh Air USA and you can join and buy membership. So membership will let you have a show, subject to approval, of course, and get involved in all the socials that we will try and run virtually, but would usually be running physically, and all that fun stuff.
That is so sincere. Fresh Air will let you have a show, subject to. Honestly, you're gonna get a radio show as long as you aren't gonna come on and swear, talk about horrendous things going on in the world.
As long as you're a kind person.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you got respect, you got decency, you got the heart of a champion.
Fresh Airers are a kind group of people.
Yeah.
And I'll worth saying this, because I used to always say this in my training sessions as well. You've joined the best society, and I'm sure all societies say this, but you've joined the best society in terms of CV building, because the skills you learn here, you don't learn anywhere else.
Can I just real quick? I would not have gotten any of the internships I have gotten if Fresh Air was not on my CV. Like,
Exactly.
There you go.
Confidence, public speaking, organizing, time management to the max, working in groups, working individually, all those classic CV skills. You don't actually have to lie about it on your CV if you've
Do you
worked.
actually know how to do it? We have some exciting news. Rob has just joined, one of our technical managers, and is going to talk about the new studio a bit. Rob, are you here?
That's fun.
Okay, Rob is joining the Zoom meeting and will be here shortly.
Also, he's our technical manager, not our techno manager.
No,
Although
I said
maybe-
one of our tech managers.
I thought you said techno manager.
Techno manager.
I wish we had a
Yes,
techno
Sam,
manager.
who's misspeaking now, huh?
Hi, Rob.
Hello. The Zoom for iOS app is wonky, it seems.
Would you describe yourself as a techno manager or a tech manager?
Do you like techno?
Studio technician.
Ooh, no, that sounds like too much of a promotion.
Or, well, that's not a manager.
A studio technician.
Nice.
Yeah, so do you want
Sounds
to
like an alien.
give us the rundown of the new studio?
Yes. Also, apparently, I'm in this call twice, which is novel. Oh, there we go. The other one of me's left. Yeah. So I don't know how much of this has been said already, but there's lots of new things coming. It's been a bit weird. We were planning to effectively have the studio done kind of ready for Fringe, and then it was going to be used over Fringe, and then we were going to be good to go this semester. Obviously, that hasn't happened. But thankfully, so Richard and Thew at USA have actually been fantastic and are finishing off the install because we're not allowed in the building at the moment. And we're getting there. So the first thing is Studio 2 has had a little bit of a refresh because it tended to be was running off some slightly weird kit. So we've got a gorgeous new, it's a, by Rode, it's a Rodecaster little console. It's great. It does everything for you. You can Bluetooth your phone into it so you can take phone calls. It's quite a trick little board. So that is in Studio 2, and I think that should be coming online within weeks. I think, in fact, Sam, did you say we're hoping to get that next week-ish?
We are, yeah, I think so.
Lovely. So yeah, that's new for Studio 2. Studio 1. So I don't know how many people watching have seen the old studio. It was getting a little bit sad. The console we had in its day was a fantastic console, and there are still radio stations that were using them, but ours was just worn out. Poor thing. Sophie managed to get us, our president last year managed to, through USA, find us from the Pollock Trust Fund. I have no idea who they are, but they gave us plenty of money. So we've got pretty much, it's all been ripped out. So we're on, it's all industry standard stuff, digital console. We've got, for Playout, we're using the same software as Capital uses, and Bauer Media and Fourth One. So that's Trick. It's called RCS Zeta. And then we've also got some really, really cool stuff coming in when it comes to audience interaction. So that's phones and social media, and we've even got cameras in the studio, which should be sorted once Bionics can come in and finish setting it up. So we'll have like live stream from the studio if you want it. You can turn it off, of course. But yeah, there's lots of really cool stuff coming on stream, and it's all been designed so that it should be very, very reliable. Quite a lot of thought has been put in to make sure that everything's bulletproof. You can walk in, hit a button, and it will come back just as you expect it. Because yeah, that's the plan. You will probably, if you do hang around, you will probably see a lot more of me. Hopefully, with less hair by that point, as there will be some training videos and bits and pieces. Because that's another plan. We've got to get everyone up to speed because there's a lot to it, but I'm really excited to actually get my hands on some of the kit once we're allowed in. But I'm being sent every so often sort of like teasers by Richard and Thew of kind of what's coming and where they're at with the install. So yeah, it's all very exciting.
I'm just currently trying to find it on the Fresh Air Facebook page, but Rob, do you have a picture of the like cartoon?
Oh, the original. I don't know what this is going to do because I'm on my iPad. Can I grab? Oh, I can grab Slack side by side. Is it going to let me do that? Yes. Look at that science. But it's turned off my video. Of course it has. I will find it and be back shortly.
Alrighty. Well, that'll be good to see.
Yeah, basically, when we announced it, there's a really good like cartoon CGI image. I don't know what do you call those things? Like,
I think
I built it in SketchUp, a 3D render.
3D render of what the studio is going to look like, and honestly, this is why you're getting involved with Fresh Air, because the mass excitement of not only this semester and possibly next semester, but when we actually get to go into that new studio, it's going to be pretty epic. If Rob finds it.
As well,
also,
to be
Studio
fair,
2
broadcasting.
is really cool. Like, it's not quite as much has been spent on it, but I've had the Rodecaster back here because I was testing it out and checking it would be happy for us, and it's a really neat little desk. So yeah, hopefully people will have fun working with that as well once they get their hands on it.
But don't let this make you to wait until next semester to join Fresh Air.
Exactly.
We're going to be broadcasting remotely throughout the semester. It's going to be great. Very much worth doing.
I'm going to make the case for home broadcasting. Like,
Okay.
you can just literally do it anytime. I love it. I got to be honest. I'd rather record a show in my PJs in my bed than have to walk to Pleasant.
And for me as well, and as you'll have discovered in both the live videos I've done through Fresh Air now, I tend to say stupid things that I regret. And when you pre-record something, you can delete those stupid things.
You can edit.
See, meanwhile, I much prefer the live experience of just full steam ahead. Like, having to stop and redo things for me, it's just...
Michael last year, and no, just the whole of last year, produced my show. So he sat in on my show every week, and occasionally spoke to some little features. But he got to see me in action, which is first of all an honor, but two, quite comical.
I think I did your show for 2 years.
2 years now. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you must be right. Because it was the second year when I started with you. Because I did it on my own throughout the whole first year. But, it's actually, I was just going to say it's worth mentioning as well, in case, because I realize some people aren't going to know anything about Fresh Air whatsoever. The studio is in Pleasance, which is over at the foot of Arthur Seat in a basement. But it's a nice basement. It's very
very nice basement.
Cozy basement, I would say.
do you think we've lost Rob?
I'm not sure. He might be joining. We'll give him a wee bit.
Oh no, sorry, I'm having to get my laptop because I can't find the original. So I'm just going to screen share from SketchUp.
Nice.
No worries.
I'll put the camera back on. I've got you propped on the iPad on the footstool. There we go.
Yeah. But just, another reminder, if you've got any questions at all, just pop them in the chat, or email one of us or all of us. And we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Yes. Oh, and I don't know whether anyone's mentioned this yet, but in terms of a guide for all how to do the podcasting from home and some sort of like tips to make it sound better, whether you just need to get the best out of the kit you've got, or whether you're looking to do a bit of retail therapy, that's going to be coming shortly. I'm working on it. I'm not very good at writing short documents, so
I've heard it's
not
very
1,000
short.
words. I heard.
I've heard that everyone might have some nice bedtime reading.
Rob should have been an English major. I mean, wow. Like, the amount that you can write, man. I can't write that much.
I mean, yeah, it's the freaking proposal for that studio refit. That was a long time. Can I make sure my microphone is turned off on here? Oh gosh. Right.
Uh-oh. There's an echo.
Getting a bit of an echo, Rob.
There we go. Job done. Sorry. Right. Now I can do this. You've disabled screen sharing, Sam.
I apologize. I will enable that.
Right. Screen share. SketchUp. Woohoo!
Yay!
Is it going to let me orbit? Come on. There we go. So this is kind of the plan we're going for.
She's just beautiful, isn't she?
The thing
studio, not the
we did
CGI
see
lady.
before is we've got a lot more space, so it was all a little bit cramped. But this is, pretty much there's a lot more space in there. We've got the desk is adjustable height. It's there if you want it. It also means we're a lot more accessible than we were because the other desk was just awkward to get around. And then we've also got, if I turn on this section plane, come on, computer, do the thing. This is why SketchUp is a pain. Ding, ding, active. Right. Oh. So yeah. And then we've also, so back here, this used to be kind of a storage area. That is where we've now put all the kit. So there's a lot more space in the studio. And yeah, so we've got kind of the CDJs next to the presenter. They're going to have their dual screens with Zeta and the Bionics director and control software. And then this is, it's all to scale, by the way, as well. Our fancy new console, which no longer takes up 3/4 of the room, which is a huge improvement.
I honestly can't wait. And yeah, and then this is something actually people could get involved with on the design team as well. But there's also plans to, I think Millie's still got them in the works, to basically make one whole wall of it a giant mural with some kind of design that's going to be decided on by someone at Edinburgh College of Art or someone that joins the design team, I imagine. And yeah, you'll be getting commissioned to do this pretty cool mural.
Yes, we have got a few walls because we are going to have a bunch of acoustic foam in places. But this wall has along the middle kind of a bit of trunking. But we've got this. Oh gosh, hopefully not getting you too dizzy. This wall's got a little radiator on, but that's probably prime real estate. And then there's also a wall here, which, if I can turn off this section cut, this wall has currently a blackboard on it, but I feel like probably could do something more fun with that. So, I think wasn't one of the plans to have it running down the hallway a little bit and joining the two studios?
Yeah, I think so.
Which
That's
would
all
be very swish.
massively in the works, but yeah. So that's Millie, who's design team, which is design at freshair.radio. Cool. You're probably sick of us. I'm sick of myself right now.
Well, Finn.
What are you gonna say,
I'm sick
Michael?
of you.
Finn.
I'm leaving. I'm out of this meeting. I'm done.
All right. So, well, thank you all for tuning in. Those who have tuned in. And this will be a very strange year, but we're really excited to see what you'll do with Fresh Air and what kind of radio content you'll be making.
Yes,
So,
and Sam's
yeah.
made a wonderful, it is Magic, the podcasting platform that we've got now. I don't know whether this has been mentioned yet, but it puts it on Spotify and stuff for you. It's a really cool platform. So yeah, podcasting's great. You can do it from your bed. In fact, top tip, it will sound best inside a pillow fort. That is a good way to get good sound and an excuse to make a pillow fort. Well, it's a win-win, isn't it?
Do you really need an excuse to make a pillow fort, though? I feel like that the excuse is just you don't need one.
I mean, not really, but it's there you go.
Sorry,
You've got
Sam,
one now if you needed one.
What? Sorry?
Did you just say we don't need one? Like we don't need a pillow fort?
No, I'm saying you don't need an excuse to make one.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was gonna say
Oh yeah, no. Pillow forts are amazing.
And great for acoustics.
So on that note, cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.